You can't spend $600 million on Snow White and not expect it to fail miserably.
Every human on the planet has to go see your fucking movie in IMAX for you to recoup your investment.
This is not going to
stupid. It's just that now that the election is over and Donald Trump has won, I'm really, really scared, okay?
Okay.
Because I'm nervous about my mother-in-law. She's actually in the country illegally, and I'm scared. What happens if ICE shows up to her home up there on 181 44th Street, apartment 22A? And what happens if my mother-in-law is sitting there all by herself, you know, like Fridays after the foot doctor at 3 p.m., and ICE shows up?
He was kidding, Nana.
Welcome to Two Gaming Dudes.
All right, the franchise on HBO. This is the best thing on TV right now.
If you're like me, if you've ever dreamed of working on a movie, and I have very much dreamed of working on a movie, this might make you not want to ever work in movies.
Or, if you're like me, and you have many, many times worked on a major studio production, this is going to look very, very familiar to you. Because all of this shit is based in reality.
Yeah, that's the freakiest,
all of it.
That's the craziest part, right?
So the franchise on Max.
I should preface. I've worked on one movie ever, and it was with giant mosquitoes attacking some people. That's the only thing that I've ever worked on. But you've worked on more stuff.
Yeah, no, I've worked in the Hollywood system many times, and all of this stuff is pulled from reality. I recognize all this shit happening. So this makes sense. I'm absolutely in love with this show. And then I look at the credits. Sam Mendes is the creator. Legendary filmmaker. American Beauty, Jarhead, Road to Perdition. I mean,
okay.
Masterful filmmaker, right?
That would explain some things, yeah.
You look at who's on their writing staff. It's writers that have worked on Veep, Parks and Rec, Last Week Tonight. I mean, these master comic writers. I don't want to shit on the MCU or the shit on Disney Plus, but when you bring together a bunch of talented people and let them do their thing, you get good goddamn results out of it.
Yes, you do.
Great shit comes out of it.
This reminded me a little bit of the movie Noises Off. You remember that one?
Yeah.
If you'd ever worked in theater, that movie felt really familiar to you. You were like, oh my God, that is exactly what happens in theater. So when you're watching this, yeah, this is exactly what happens behind the scenes to all of your favorite franchise movies. I imagine any of the Fast and Furious movies is probably like this, but everybody's more muscular.
Well, yeah, I don't know it for fact, but if you look at Sam Mendes and his credits, he must be making fun of the James Bond series. Because that's the tentpole franchise that he did.
Okay.
When he did Skyfall and whatever the one right before that. He did 2 James Bond films with Daniel Craig. And I can imagine the studio getting involved. Like, all right, and then he gets in the Lotus and he races away. Oh, no. Sorry, he can't be in a Lotus. We just got an endorsement deal from Aston Martin. He has to get in Austin. But we already filmed him getting in the Lotus. Well, you're going to have to scrap that and refilm. Fine.
For Christ's sake. Fine.
You can tell this is Sam Mendes' frustrations.
Yeah.
They're clearly making fun of the MCU. This is obviously the Marvel universe that they're making fun of. There was another show just like this, I believe also on Max, called Mythic Quest.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I want to, but I haven't seen it yet.
It was the same style, except they're obviously making fun of World of Warcraft.
Like the developers?
The game studio.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God.
It takes place in the game studio of Mythic Quest.
Okay, so now I'm really curious because I remember reading about all the stuff that happened at Blizzard. Oh my God. Okay, now I want to watch it.
It is outstanding.
Okay.
But this lays it all out for you. You wonder why Marvel movies suck.
Right.
This demonstrates
this
for
is
you
exactly why it sucks.
Why it sucks.
Yeah, you have everything from like the clash of egos happening to just the weirdness of like what actors are going to go through in order to look the part, or what they think the part is supposed to look like. Yeah,
I mean there are so many examples. Anyone, you can pick any character, other than the AD and some of the techs that nobody knows their names, but any of the a director. You can think of a director who's been through this. You can name producers that have been through this. You can name big name actors that have been through this. Like when Henry Cavill was preparing for Superman, he kind of let it slip like, 8-hour workouts and a little bit of the needle, and then they cut away real quick because he wasn't supposed to say that. I mean, shit like that. Even Chris Hemsworth, he was supposed to do the Hulk Hogan movie. And they pulled the plug on that. And he's like, I abused my goddamn body for 3 months to put on 40 pounds for this film, and now we're not doing the film? I've done permanent organ damage with the amount of juice I had to crank on, and now we're not even doing the fucking movie. It's right here. Reality is all the comedy you need, man.
It really is. I think that's when comedy is at its finest. Is when it's steeped in truth. This is really what it's like.
We're doing our best to avoid spoilers here.
I really am.
It reminds me of.
But I mean, I don't know how much there really is to spoil. Right? This isn't that kind of show where there are spoilers and hidden things.
Yeah, that's true. You already know. You already know what's going to happen because you've read about it or heard about it from assholes like us with other movies.
Pretty much any of everything from The Critical Drinker to all of them. They talk about what the bullshit that must have happened behind the scenes in order to get these things. Well, here it is. Here's all the bullshit.
Right down to we have a problem with women. I'm going to need you to write in a strong female character.
That was cool.
We already filmed it. Well, she's got to be stronger and more female, more independent. All right, even though it sounds stupid, yes.
Yes.
And then there's Twitter backlash from the fan base.
Yes.
It's outstanding.
It was that's not actually in the comics. If you just do this, you're going to have some angry fans. They don't know.
Well, we've got a marketing deal, so get it together. The studio wants it.
Yep.
Because some guy in Los Angeles called. Yeah, the studio wants it. Done.
The most recent episode, I think, was the one with the tractors.
Chinese farm equipment.
Chinese farm equipment. We have to feature the Chinese farm equipment somehow in this show.
But it takes place in outer space. You'll make it work. I mean, there's subtle jokes in there that speak to something greater. Like, they did that whole running joke about the tractors was to appease Chinese audiences. We saw that with Maverick. We've seen that with a lot of the MCU stuff. They intentionally go out of their way, make this appeal to Chinese audiences.
Right, because there's a lot of money in China. And
let The Rock tell you in Chinese.
Uh-oh. Chinese?
Ding bong ding dong, he's Stone Cold Aye.
Because they understand this is a market.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a matter of time before China develops their own major studio system. They already do.
Yeah, they have a pretty big studio,
pushing, pushing American content out.
If you watch Netflix at all and you've seen just the incredible rise of like Korean shows and Korean dramas, action shows, all of that, it's all because Netflix realized making films here in the US is really expensive. And in Korea, it is super cheap. They can make a dozen shows for every one episode of a show that they do here. So,
yeah, and this actually gives you a great insight into why that is, how much money is spent and wasted. I remember when Jackie Chan was promoting his first major U.S. release was Rumble in the Bronx.
Oh, God, I love Rumble in the Bronx.
Early 90s, mid-90s, I don't know. Excellent film. I say some of Jackie Chan's best work. He was appearing on some talk show explaining, these budgets are insane. A $20 million movie. This sounded astronomical back then, $20 million for a movie. It's like, our budgets in Hong Kong are like $200,000. We're making the same movie. How did you guys blow 20 mil? He was just... I couldn't comprehend how you spent 10 times more money.
And it's now worse, right?
It's 100 times more money, sorry.
It's astronomically worse, and it's part of why movies suck so much right now.
Yeah.
The Marvels cost $300 million? Are you kidding? For what?
Because
these crazy overinflated budgets, and they made the same movie that looked 10 times better, 10 years ago on a quarter of that budget.
It's like, was it Scorsese that said, movies now, they're just amusement park exhibits. Right down to the shaking seats and the vibrating seats and the sound effects. It's just like sitting at a motion simulator at Disney World.
Right.
It's not really cinema anymore.
I don't know. Well, we're going to have a conversation eventually about the crazy over-budget stuff that's going on in Disney and why all their movies are guaranteed to flop. You can't spend $600 million on Snow White and not expect it to fail miserably.
Every human on the planet has to go see your fucking movie in IMAX for you to recoup your investment.
This is not going to happen.
It's funny. It obviously takes place in England. I don't know where they actually film in Quebec. It's set on a soundstage in England because, Pinewood is there. But all the studio geeks are from Los Angeles, so they're all American.
Right.
Very cleverly done. It reminds me of, I got a call years ago when I was in LA to be in this Japanese film. To this day, I haven't seen it.
I don't even know if it exists.
They just told me, they gave me,
happened.
Here's your call sheet, show up on the Warner Brothers backlot at 8 a.m. Okay, I walk in, and the entire production staff is Japanese. There's one guy who speaks a couple words of English, so he was my contact guy for the day. I have no idea what was happening. All I know is I go into hair and makeup, they dress me up as a cowboy, but not like a real cowboy. Like the 1950s like the Roy Rogers, the singing cowboy type costume.
Like from Back to the Future with the rhinestones and the frills and all that hanging off you.
So they dress me up like that kind of cowboy, and we go out onto the back lot, and then we're walking past buildings, but we don't go to the Western set. We're like in the modern day New York set. And the director's trying to explain to me, you're walking past a building, you see building, you love building, and then you walk past. I'm like, okay, I'm walking past, and the girl I love is in the building. No girl. You see building, you love building, you want to make love to building, and then you shy and you leave. I don't understand what you're saying to me. Building, you see building, like the bricks of the building. No brick, all building. Like, the entire structure of the building. Yes, you love.
You love.
I love it. You love a building. But you too shy and walk. I don't know what's happening. So I start doing my thing, and I'm like,
right.
I'm really shy. I'm going to build up my courage and go inside. No, I'm too shy, and I walk away. And they yell, and I'm like, he say, too much comedy.
Too much comedy. What?
So I should be more sad as I walk past the building. This goes on all day.
Right. It's like, I'm sorry, are you telling me that this is not a comedy, that I'm supposed to very seriously be in love with this building?
This goes on all day. And then at the end, it's like 4 o'clock now, and we're just about done. And we're all gathered around, and he jumps up like on a box or something with a microphone. Oh, no doishi, otokuchikamara, mikro, Hollywood actor! And they all start applauding me. Like,
yay, Hollywood actor!
I am Mikuro. You can pronounce Michael. Mikuro, Hollywood actor! And then they took me in a golf cart back to my car, and I drove away. I don't know what happened to that footage. I don't know what it was edited into a movie, into a TV. I have no fucking clue.
I don't know.
Somewhere in Japan is some footage of me dressed as a rhinestone cowboy staring sexually at a building and then walking away from it.
Did they animate the building? Did they animate the building and make the building shy and look away from you too?
No!
I want to see this. Oh my God. I don't know if it was a commercial or it was part. It could have been anything.
I felt guilty cashing the check. Like my agent called us, hey, they really loved you on that Japanese film. I sent you the check. Do you know what this is for? He's like, yeah, they sent me some stuff. I can't read it. I have no idea. All right, fuck it. As long as the check didn't bounce, I guess I don't care.
I don't know. But man, that could have been your calling. If they loved you, you could have been doing that still to this day. Made commercials for 10 years.
America the building guy!
I've been making commercials for Japan for 10 years. I still don't speak the language. I have no idea what I'm doing or why.
Ichiban, lipstick for men. Saiko.
Fuck, man. So, I love this show.
Yeah.
I hope it's really. I don't think it's going to be. It's just too weird. But
it is very weird. And it's very fast. If you are not keeping up,
yeah,
it is going to run right past you, and you're going to miss it.
Yeah. So, don't have your phone and watch World of Warships because you'll get lost.
You can't.
And you will lose a lot of jokes.
Yes. You cannot look away. You have to pay attention to this show. I kind of miss when you had to actually pay attention to the show, or you would miss stuff.
But you'll miss like really good, very clever, but subtle, but very clever jokes. Yeah. And you're really doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
Because it's really well done.
Have you seen it? Gotta let us know what you thought. Or are you planning on seeing it? Because I put it off for the longest time, and then I ended up watching it, and I just binged it all in one day because I couldn't stop watching it. It's really, really good.
It's the
I
best
highly
thing I'm watching
recommend
right
it.
now.
I highly, highly recommend it. Given when this is actually coming out, you're probably all watching the second season of Arcane, but there's only 3 episodes of that. So then jump over into franchise and start watching that too.
Bravo.
There you go. Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
We'll see you in another episode.